Ё-моё. Что делать?
Это очень страшно. Это очень сильно. Ты снимаешь, да?
Да.
Охренеть. Оль, дай мне куртку, пожалуйста.
July 30th, 2025. A massive geological rupture shook Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula to its core, triggering a chain reaction of destruction across the Pacific. A magnitude 8.8 earthquake, the strongest recorded in the region since 1952, struck just after 11:24 a.m. local time. The epicenter was located 119 kilometers east-southeast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, beneath the Pacific Ocean, at a depth of just under 21 kilometers. This shallow, violent quake was classified as a classic megathrust event along the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, caused by the subduction of the Pacific Plate beneath the Okhotsk Plate. Experts confirmed that this rupture extended nearly 200 kilometers along the fault.
Вот это да!
Откуда летит?
Блядь! Все 10!
12時10分ですね。なんかすごい波来ました。やばい。
Releasing enormous energy across the seafloor. Within minutes, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center issued red alerts. Sirens wailed across eastern Russia, Japan, Alaska, California, Oregon, Chile, the Philippines, and Hawaii. In the Kuril Islands, the Russian fishing town of Severokurilsk was the first to be hit. 3 distinct tsunami waves struck, with the third being the largest and most destructive. Waves exceeding 5 meters swept inland, flooding port facilities, destroying equipment at the Alade Fish Processing Center, and forcing around 2,000 residents to evacuate immediately. Video footage captured walls of seawater rushing through the streets, submerging buildings and toppling boats. In Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, the regional capital, ground shaking lasted for more than 3 minutes. Tremors reached levels of 7 to 8 on the local intensity scale. A section of wall at kindergarten number 15 collapsed. Fortunately, no children were present at the time. Panic gripped the city as residents fled their homes. At Elizovo Airport, a woman was injured in the chaos during an emergency evacuation. In a remarkable show of resilience, a team of surgeons continued operating on a patient throughout the tremors, using their own bodies to protect the individual on the table. Their actions were praised nationwide. Governor Vladimir Solodov declared a regional emergency, calling it the strongest seismic event in more than a decade.
Ого! Охуеть! Нихуя! Иди сюда! А не видно, как трясется.
Марина!
Марина, выходи! Ого!
Господи, боже мой! Стой, Господи, боже мой! Когда успокоится все, Господи!
Ребят, качает меня до сих пор ноги.
Да, до сих пор качает.
Смотрите. Господи, боже мой, помилуй. Господи, помилуй. Смотри, детки, он побежал. Вон сверху.
Да, оттуда вообще кома.
He warned that powerful aftershocks could continue for weeks, potentially reaching magnitude 7.5 or higher. As of the latest reports, over 50 aftershocks have already been recorded. In coastal zones across Kamchatka, tsunami waves measuring between 15 centimeters and 4 meters caused widespread damage to homes, fishing boats, and infrastructure. Emergency teams deployed instantly to inspect schools, hospitals, and public buildings for structural integrity. Thousands of kilometers away, the Pacific remained on edge. In Hawaii, sirens echoed across the islands as residents were told to evacuate low-lying areas. Authorities predicted tsunami waves between 1 and 3 meters. traffic gridlocked highways as people rushed to higher ground. Governor Josh Green urged calm but caution, advising citizens to stay off beaches until the threat passed. Japan evacuated over 2 million people, including staff at the Fukushima nuclear facility. Chile launched one of the largest mass evacuations in its modern history, with over 1.4 million people moving inland. French Polynesia recorded waves over 2 meters high, particularly in the Marquesas Islands. Despite the sheer magnitude of the earthquake and tsunami, officials praised the effectiveness of early warning systems and community readiness. Rapid evacuations are credited with preventing a large-scale loss of life. Still, the danger is far from over. Scientists say the earthquake ruptured a major segment of the subduction zone, making further seismic activity likely in the coming days and weeks. Volcanologists are also watching nearby volcanic systems for signs of unrest.
Ого! Охуеть! Нихуя! Иди сюда! А не видно, как трясется.
Марина!
Марина, выходи! Ого!
Твою мать!
Вот это да!
Откуда летит?
Блядь! Все 10! Офигеть!
Later that day, Kamchatka's towering Klyuchevskoy Volcano erupted, spewing ash and lava more than a kilometer into the air. Though geologists say the eruption was likely coincidental, such seismic shifts can alter subsurface pressure, occasionally triggering nearby volcanic activity. Airspace around the volcano was briefly restricted, and monitoring remains ongoing. In the aftermath, the true scale of damage is still being assessed. Port towns face weeks without full access to electricity or water. Fishing fleets, vital to the region's economy, suffered extensive losses. Aid efforts are underway, and structural engineers have begun surveying vulnerable zones for long-term risks. Emergency shelters have been opened for those displaced by flooding or unsafe buildings. This disaster is a stark reminder that Earth's most powerful forces often strike without warning. Yet amid the chaos, the response has showcased the strength of science, planning, and human resilience. From Kamchatka to Hawaii, lives were saved not by luck, but by preparation. As aftershocks continue, one message remains clear. Stay alert, stay informed, and never underestimate the power beneath our feet.